Hello, everyone, and welcome to March webinar number 2. I'm Lillian Gina Quinones, and I'm your high school theater PLC leader. Today, we're talking about recruiting and promoting and how to create student opportunities. Recruiting is a constantly evolving, never-ending thing. We are consistently making sure that we are developing the students in our program while bringing in new students into our program. Some of the ways that we do that will vary depending on where we are, what kind of programming we have, and what relationships we have with our feeder schools. So I'm going to give you a few of the things that we have tried and been successful to different degrees with some of these things. One of the things, I put it at the top because it's fairly new for us, but it has worked really nicely. We have started just in the last couple of years a TYA, or Theater for Young Audiences program. So as part of our regular season, we produce a children's production, and we invite our feeder schools, elementary and middle school, to come and see our show. This year, since we've been virtual, it's actually provided an opportunity, an increased opportunity for connection, because we've been able to visit in the classrooms. Our students have actually been able to visit in the elementary school classrooms without leaving the building. Well, without leaving their houses, to be precise. So we create the production and a study guide for the feeder schools with activities and different things like that. And this year we've started to have our students lead workshops for the younger kids that will prepare them for a deeper appreciation for the piece. It has been lovely in terms of just creating an awareness, but also providing some arts exposure for our younger students in the district. We also have an annual fine arts event at our feeder school. The entire fine arts department goes to the feeder school. We take excerpts of our performances. We talk about what we do, what are some of the classes and performance opportunities that we offer, and we also do a Q&A with some of our students on the panel. So the 6th through 8th graders can ask the 9th through 12th grade students about their experiences in our program. It's really a lovely event, and it's really helpful to get kids thinking about how they want to engage in the arts once they get to high school. We also just, as a theater department, we have a Prospective Families event in May. We also have an interest meeting in August, and I'm connecting those two because a lot of the families that come in May will come again in August. But we give all of the information about our program. We answer questions. We are an IB school, so we have a fabulous theater pathway where students can prepare for a career in theater. And we talk to the parents and the students about what that looks like and what classes they will want to start preparing to go into once they get in 9th, 10th grade, so that they're ready to complete their pathway by the end of senior year. We also do classroom visits for 9th and 10th graders. We have a website, and anytime that there's a school-wide event, we're setting up a table. You are going to see us. We believe in relationships. We believe that if our faces are present, if people can see us, right, out of sight, out of mind. So we stay in sight, in mind. I always have at least one parent and one student at the table. Sometimes it's just the parent and the student, and I'm doing whatever else. So they're managing the table, and sometimes it's all three of us. We have a big laptop with a photo slideshow. we've got show posters, and we have a digital sign-up sheet, QR codes posted so that people can sign up for our email list. So let's take a quick moment to watch a recruitment video. This is a video that was created by our students. This was actually the first time that I'd done this, so I can't tell you whether or not it was a great big success, but I felt like it was helpful in our interest meeting and has been something useful to send parents when they ask us questions. So here's our 2020-21 recruitment video.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the North Atlanta Drama Department kickoff meeting. My name is Grady Bartlett, and I am a sophomore this year at North Atlanta High School. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. And for the rest of us, welcome back. Tonight we have a few short video clips from students who are currently a part of the drama program who are describing their experiences. We hope you enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Bray Jr. from North Atlanta High School, and I'm proud to have participated in drama class with Miss Master and Miss Keonis. I've done Shuttersome and Footloose, and I'm excited to do more for my senior year. So, to all the new students coming to North Atlanta High School, if you are willing to have fun, drama is the place to be.
Hello everybody, my name is Bailey Driver and I am a senior at North Atlanta this year. Last year I had the pleasure of working with Miss LeMaster and Miss Quinones on Shuttersome and Footloose the musical. Our theater department truly does throw away the cookie cutters of theater and challenges our students to make bold choices for a more enjoyable theater experience. So if you are interested in broadening your horizon, learning more about theater, or just having fun, this is the place to be. Welcome to North Atlanta.
Hi, I'm Alden Krause. I'm a sophomore at North Atlanta High School, and I love working with our tech theater department. It's always a new experience every single day. It's super fun, and we're always trying new things. I am so happy to have met all of the people that I've met through theater, and I'm very excited to keep working with them and Miss LeMaster and Miss Quinones.
Hi, my name is Eve. I'm a junior. I've been in the North Atlanta Theater Department since I was a freshman. I was a featured dancer in Heathers and an ensemble member in Footloose. I totally recommend the musicals to anybody. No matter your skill level, or if you're a dancer or a singer or an actor, they're really accessible, and Miss Q and Miss LeMaster are the best and most understanding people ever. Totally audition, try it out. You'll love it.
Tonight I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick out.
So theater programs need a lot of promotion. That goes without saying. We need to make sure that people know what's happening, that they know how to get to our productions, that they know what we're up to, that they remember that we exist. I feel like that's the big thing, is keeping a constant reminder out there in all of our different outlets that we are alive, we are thriving, we are telling stories, and we want you to come and join us. So we use various mediums to do that. We have a school newsletter that goes out every week. And whenever we're doing a production, we make sure that at least not too far in advance, because it it kind of becomes, it melts away from people's attention span if it's too far out. So I have found that like 3 weeks out is perfect timing for our promo to go into the newsletter. So we get that in there, a graphic, a blurb for 3 weeks leading up to a show. Then we have the school newspaper. That's our student school newspaper. Anytime that we can get a story, if we're doing something really awesome, really cool, I would try to get a story in the school newspaper and get the hype. They have their own social media page, and we happen to have overlapping students. So a lot of the times I can get the drama students that are also journalists to kind of hype us up on the social media, and that always is a lot of fun. We have this really great TV news station. I don't think that's unique to us, but what is unique to us is that we have 11 floors in our building. So our news station is called 11 Stories. So that's another place where we can get footage of rehearsals. We've done things where they've come down and interviewed the actors and made it a whole big deal and aired it for the whole school. Email invitations and announcements. I think that works to varying degrees, but it's helpful, especially for parents. Lunchtime and atrium performances. I love this. This is a lot of fun. So the week of opening, so Tech Week, we're already delirious from being in Tech Week. So why not add another thing to do? During that week, we sell tickets for a show, and we'll perform around the lunchroom or atrium. The atrium is just down the hall, and it's this beautiful, open, windowed space. And students have to pass by there to get from point A to point B during the lunch periods. So we get permission to perform a number from the show. And during the week, at least once or twice, we perform during the lunch periods, and we'll have a little table set up where some of my student managers, box office managers, will be helping kids with the QR code again to log on to the Brown Paper Ticket site and purchase their tickets. It is really, really great because students don't remember stuff, and they'll be like, oh, the show was last weekend, I missed it. And so it's really a wonderful way to grab them and say, hey, the show's this week, or the show's tonight, or the show's tomorrow. And then they can remember, they buy their ticket, and now they're getting the reminder. So we found that has worked really nicely. And then, of course, posters and signs around school and social media. I have a whole slide about social media that I'm going to show you in just a minute, but we use Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you count YouTube as a social media, I guess you could say that we use YouTube as well. A little word to the wise at the bottom here is get help, ! Designate a marketing team. This is magical. You only have 2 hands. I repeat, you only have 2 hands. There's only one of you. And if you're in a program where there's more than one of you, you are very fortunate. I am one of those fortunate people. But even in our case, there are only 2 of us. And we have to manage teaching, producing, directing, building, dealing with with the lights that don't work and the sound system and all that kind of stuff. So designate a marketing team to consistently be disseminating information and announcements. I have folks on the parent end that do this, and some of my, I have a social media manager and secretary who for the Thespian Society, who work in tandem to manage our social media and marketing, and not just around showtime, but all of the time, because we're constantly doing things. So it's about maintaining a presence. And I'll talk more about that social media and internet presence in just a little bit. It didn't take me a long time to realize that visuals matter. In the digital age, everything is so colorful, everything is so in your face, and everything is beautiful. So we are kind of have to compete with that. So I have kind of made it a life goal, if you will, to level up as much as we can on our graphic design. We have partnered with a graphic design professional and students interchangeably and both at the same time at different times. This year in particular, we partnered with just the graphic designer. This graphic designer worked with us, partnered with us pro bono because it was the pandemic. They just wanted to help our school. If you've watched any of my other videos, especially the one about advocacy, arts advocacy, and creating community, I keep saying that people want to help. They do. They want to be part of what we're doing. They want to storytell. They want to be part of community, and theater is a really beautiful place for that to happen. So sometimes you can reach out to your artists and professional communities, and you might be able to find a professional who will work with your students to help create something really beautiful. My big thing is invest the time and the effort. Start well in advance into getting your good posters and social media graphics. It goes a really long way in getting somebody to stop scrolling and look at what you have to offer. I feel like in the last few years of this kind of level up our visuals project, it has made a difference in our ticket sales and our overall engagement. Finally, a beautiful playbill is a beautiful thing. So if you have a parent who is willing, who is able, and who has the skill set to put together a lovely playbill for your production, I would definitely lean into that and lean into getting ads from local businesses. The ads from local businesses not only pay for the playbill several times over, but help to put money back into your program and get you connected with your community. Okay, let's talk about social media. This question I asked myself every day is, with what time? With what time am I going to think about what on earth to say and what to post on these social media platforms? I'm not going to lie and say that I am perfect or that we are perfectly consistent, but we try. And that's really all we can do. And sometimes we're really good, especially if we have a show coming up. And sometimes we kind of fall off the wagon, but when we're posting and posting and posting, you can tell you're getting the new followers and you're getting attention and you're getting new kids asking, hey, when's your next meeting? Do you have the link to this? How can I get tickets? And so when you start getting that attention, you know something's working. But again, you cannot do this by yourself. I promise that you can't do this by yourself. So get some folks in your corner. Remember those that marketing team that I talked about earlier? This is where you can employ their skills. We have a student-run very supervised by me. Instagram account. We both have access, or all three of us have access. So my social media manager, who's a student, and my secretary, my Thespian Society secretary, both have access to the account, and I have access to the account. And they send me their posts before they put them out there. I say yay or nay, and then they go for it. Sometimes they run campaigns. Something that we started doing this year that has been so much fun has been Instagram takeovers. So the students on the week of the show will take over Instagram and make all these story posts. They make a whole story about their process. They ask questions. They do polls. They have competitions. They post their bloopers. I love it. The Instagram takeovers are a whole lot of fun. We also have a parent-run Facebook page and a group. This is run by our booster parents. I post on it a little bit, ask questions and things like that, but I don't manage it by any means. And then what I do kind of single-handedly manage is the Twitter. So we have Twitter is mostly for fellow teachers and administrators. So if you split this up, the students are looking at the Instagram stuff, your parents are going to be on Facebook, and your professional, your colleagues and things like that are going to be able to look at your Twitter post. So even if you're posting about the same thing, sometimes you are going to write your caption just a little bit differently based on what your audience is. And then finally, post. So classroom activities, glows and grows, we call them at our school, is anytime that you find yourselves doing something really awesome, or your kids doing something really awesome, or any classroom performances that happen. So if you have monologue performances, or you have scenes, or you're doing soliloquies, or they've gotten really good at improv and they're hilarious. Like all of those kind of things make really great Instagram and Twitter and Facebook posts, and it keeps people locked in to what you're doing and excited about what you're doing. And then, of course, drama events. Post. And if you think you're posting too much and it's annoying, you're not. You're not. I have learned to just keep it in people's minds, keep it in people's sight, and make sure that they know as we get closer to a show, even daily, hey, countdown. We do a countdown on Instagram. Countdown 4 days to the show. Countdown 5 days to a show. And everything has a buzz and everything has excitement. That excitement and joy and enthusiasm, all that stuff is contagious. So as much as you can make that jump out of your social media posts, it will stick like a magnet to your followers, and we'll get them to come to your productions. If you want to follow me on Instagram, we are North Atlanta Acts, and on Twitter, it's at Lillian_Gina. The last thing we're going to talk about today are student opportunities. I have quite a few listed here. This doesn't even scratch the surface. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to connect my students to different opportunities, not just locally, but nationally as well. But I'll tell you about some of the things that we have done that are really nice. So ThesCon hosts an event. ThesCon is the Thespian Conference for those of you who are new to the world of teaching theater. It is it is the dream place for the theater kid. I'm a theater kid. I always will be till the day I die. I love FestCon. It is this gigantic conference that happens in Columbus, Georgia. Obviously, it was virtual this year, but it usually happens in Columbus, Georgia. There are, I don't know, 5,000 plus people there maybe, and there are workshops and performances and scholarship and college auditions and competitions and all kinds of fun things. One of the really fun things that I love about FestCon is the All-State Theater, and that is they start that months in advance. They audition students from across the state and choose 50 students to perform in their opening number. They also choose a set of students for All-State to serve as their tech team. These students perform for the entire conference for the opening and for the closing of the event for the weekend, usually in February. So they start rehearsals sometime in September, and it is a really great networking opportunities. Kids make friends from all over the state, and they get to perform in this beautiful venue and learn from other people than just ourselves. FestCon also has a bunch of different competitions and audition opportunities, and not just for performers. So if you have technical theater students, and if you have students that are leaders, there are opportunities for students to take on leadership roles within the Georgia Thespians organization and help guide and make decisions about the conference. It is very, very cool. We also do the one-act play competition, where you present a one-act piece of theater at the regional levels. Once you pass regionals, you go to state, etc. Governor's Honors Program is a program where they go to Berry College, I believe. The location may have changed, so please don't quote me on that. Pandemic has changed quite a few things, but the Governor's Honors Program is a month-long retreat, so to speak, where students have to go through an audition and interview process throughout the school year. And if they are chosen as finalists for Governor's Honors Program, they get to spend all of this time in the summer developing as theater makers. It is also, I'll probably just keep saying, it is very cool. It is a really, really great opportunity for students. Not only, it's a great resume builder, but it's a great character and skill builder for the students. The ArtsBridge Foundation also has an event called the Schuler Awards. That's for musical theater performances. So you apply as a school to participate in the Schulers, and you get adjudicated. Here's what I love about it. I am a fan of any opportunity for someone else's eyes to be on our work, because feedback helps us grow. So, and I approach it the same way with my students. I tell them we love healthy competition. Winning is really fun, but at the top of the list for me is that feedback, is being able to get some notes on what is resonating with people, what's going really well, and then what we want to fix for next year, what we want to fix in our future production. And the Schuler Awards is really great about providing that. One act play is great about providing that. And some of the competitions at FestCon will give individual students and student groups feedback forms as well. We also have some in-house things that we do. We do invite college and professional folks to give master classes. I love a master class. It breaks the routine and the humdrum of life. Theater is very exciting, but I'm sure they get sick of me. So it's really nice to have someone else come in and do a day or two or a residency with the students. And then also it's kind of a mutually beneficial thing, right? Because if the musical theater coordinator from such and such university comes and visits with my kids, there's their opportunity to talk to my students about their program and also kind of put their eyes on some of the kids. And I have gotten emails where students have been personally invited to audition for a college or for a scholarship or for a production because of our constant making of connections that we're doing between our kids and local colleges and organizations. We also have local acting and musical theater academies that we stay in close. I wrote partnership, connection, friendship almost even. It is just I will keep you in the loop of what's happening. You'll keep me in the loop of what's happening. And if we share kids, we're making sure that we go to each other's performances. And sometimes we're negotiating on schedules so that the kids can participate in both rehearsal processes. It's great to have those relationships. And then finally, casting directors and college recruiters. I did talk about this. So like I said, these are only a few of the opportunities that we're finding. It is a constant pursuit of finding ways for our students to engage as artists outside of just our space and with other people besides each other and their teachers. It just helps them grow, it helps them expand, and it helps them build a viable resume if they're wanting to move forward into a theater-based major in college. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, you can reach me, Lillian Gina Quiñones, on the Godot platform. You can engage with this. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And if you are tuning in for the first time, make sure you go back and look up some of our other topics in the Godot community. And finally, and maybe most importantly, tell your friends we are here to support you and we're here to support one another. So we want a lot of theater teachers to come join us. So tell your friends and have a wonderful day. Thanks a lot for joining us. Bye.